Ever walked into your kitchen and found your cat perched right on the counter, like it owns the place? And no matter how many times you lift them off, they're back up there the moment you turn your back. It's frustrating, right? Especially when you're trying to keep your space clean, or cook dinner without stepping around a tail. Let's be honest, cats aren't trying to be difficult. They're just being cats. Curious, smart, and always looking for the best view in the house. And countertops. They offer a perfect mix of elevation, interesting smells, and, let's face it, whatever you left out by accident, bread, butter, or last night's leftovers. So the first thing to understand is this: your cat isn't misbehaving. They're problem solving in their own way. Now, that doesn't mean you just have to live with it. But instead of yelling or reaching for a spray bottle, both of which don't work long term, we need to shift the focus to solutions that make sense to a cat. Not just to us. Think about what a counter represents to your cat. It's a lookout spot, a snack zone, and sometimes, the warmest place under a kitchen light. To change their behavior, you're going to have to offer them something better, or make that counter a lot less appealing. The good news: it doesn't have to involve scaring them or turning your kitchen into a minefield of foil and tape. Let's start with the basics: what your cat might be getting from that space. If it's about height, which it often is, then you'll need to offer alternative vertical spaces. A cat tree near a window, a wall-mounted perch, or even a cleared-off shelf that's just for them. If they're up high because they like to observe the room, then the replacement needs to offer a similar view. If you stick a scratching post in the corner and wonder why they don't use it, that's why. It's not just about giving them something. It has to be something better. And here's where timing matters. If your cat jumps up and you react 5 seconds later, it's already too late. Cats don't respond to punishment the way dogs might. They're not wired that way. If you clap or shout, all they learn is, sometimes, being up here is loud and confusing. But next time, maybe it's fine again. That inconsistency makes it harder for them to understand what you actually want. Instead, focus on prevention and redirection. If you're preparing food and your cat tries to jump up, gently block them. Use your hand or body, and guide them to a preferred space, like that new cat tree you added. Give them attention there, pet them, talk to them. Cats respond incredibly well to positive interaction when they're in the right place. Here's another trick. Make the counters boring. Not scary, just boring. A clean counter, wiped down with lemon-scented cleaner, is a lot less interesting than one covered in dishes, crumbs, and smells of roast chicken. Cats hate citrus scents, so keeping things lemony fresh actually helps. You don't need to cover the counter in plastic spikes or sticky pads. Just keep it clean, odor neutral, and ideally, off limits when you're not around. And speaking of off limits, let's talk about consistency. If you let your cat up there when you're feeling relaxed, but get mad the next day, they won't understand the rules. For cats, a rule that changes depending on your mood isn't a rule, it's just unpredictable. And animals don't change behavior based on what you say. They change it based on what consistently works or doesn't work for them. Now, here's something people rarely think about. Your behavior is part of the training, too. If you laugh when your cat hops up during a Zoom call, or give them a treat to get him down, guess what you just did? You reinforced that behavior. You've basically said, yes, this annoying thing earns you attention or food. Instead, ignore the jump, and reward the alternative. Call him down, guide them gently to the preferred space, and then reward him there. That's the real lesson. If your cat is food-driven, make sure there's nothing tasty up top. No toast crumbs, no cutting boards that smell like tuna, and definitely no butter dish left unattended. You might not notice the smell, but your cat does. And once they associate the counter with rewards, even accidental ones, they'll keep checking back like clockwork. And here's a good tip. Build a routine. Feed your cat before you prep your meals. If they're full and content, they're far less likely to go scavenging while you cook. Even better, toss a few treats or puzzle toys near their tree or play zone so they're distracted while you're in the kitchen. That way, they're learning to stay in their space while you stay in yours. Let's also acknowledge that cats are smart. If they only jump up when you're not around, it's because they've learned when the coast is clear. For situations like this, passive deterrence can help. Not punishment, but gentle deterrence that make the counter less inviting. A silicone mat flipped upside down or a piece of cardboard covered in double-sided tape, not on the whole surface, just enough to feel weird on their paws, can send the message, this isn't comfy. Once they get the idea, you can remove it. It's also worth considering if your cat is bored. A bored cat will find their own entertainment, and sometimes, that entertainment is countertop exploration. Add more play to their day. Use toys that mimic prey, like wand toys or small balls. Short but engaging play sessions a couple of times a day can help burn off energy and reduce mischief. And don't underestimate the power of training. Yes, cats can be trained. Just not like dogs. It's about association, timing, and repetition. Use treats or a clicker to reward behaviors like sitting on a mat, going to a specific perch, or staying off the kitchen counter. It sounds like work, but with 5 minutes a day, you can shape behavior without ever raising your voice. Now let's talk about what not to do. Spraying your cat with water may give you a sense of control in the moment, but long term, it damages trust. Your cat doesn't understand that water equals no counters. They just learn that you're unpredictable. And foil, sure, it might work once, but it's noisy, it's stressful, and it can cause anxiety. You want your cat to feel safe in your home, not confused and jittery. Instead of trying to punish the behavior, replace it. Replace the space. Replace the reward. Replace the attention they're getting. That's the secret. Sometimes, the best tools are the quiet ones. A small motion sensor that makes a harmless puff of air when the cat jumps up, just enough to surprise them without fear, can be helpful. But only if it's paired with positive reinforcement elsewhere. If your cat jumps down and goes to their perch, that's the time to praise and reward. Training a cat to stay off the counter isn't about control, it's about communication. Cats don't respond to dominance. They respond to environment, consistency, and incentives. When you understand that, it changes everything. And it's not going to be immediate. There's no overnight fix. Expect setbacks. Expect your cat to test the boundary again and again. That's normal, but if you stay calm, stay consistent, and keep offering a better alternative, they will learn. Let your home reflect balance, not control. You don't need to dominate your cat. You just need to guide them. Give them safe places to climb. Give them stimulation, and give them your attention when they're doing the right thing. Training your cat to stay off counters isn't about saying no. It's about showing them where they can go. And when you do that, you create a home where both of you can thrive, peacefully, cleanly, and happily. Because let's face it, cats don't care about rules. But they do care about routine, comfort, and connection. If you give them those things, you'll be surprised how quickly the counters lose their appeal. And if you've found any of this helpful, if you're ready to start training your cat with kindness and strategy, make sure to hit the subscribe button. We've got more realistic, no-nonsense tips on cat behavior coming your way, and you won't want to miss what's next. Because a well-behaved cat, it doesn't come from punishment. It comes from partnership. So stay consistent, stay calm, and remember, your cat wants to learn. You just have to teach them in a way they understand.